So we are here at Comic-Con Special Edition. It is crazy that they were able to pull together a convention right after Thanksgiving. But we are here with Daryl Andrews. He's actually the creator, or co-creator, I should say, of the DC game Batman: The Dark Knight Returns.
That's right.
Now, this was on Kickstarter, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Cryptozoic did a Kickstarter, and me and Morgan Donterville were the designers for the board game, but it's all based on the original Frank Miller graphic novel.
So, who came to who first? Did you go to Cryptozoic, or did they come to you?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Ironically, I gotta give a shout out to a man named Adam Splendido. He's not actually even with Cryptozoic anymore, but he used to be with the company, and he approached me at another convention called Gen Con. It happens in Indianapolis, and he asked me if what would be my dream comic book license, because he wanted to find an excuse to work together, and Dark Knight was at the top of my list. So he said, "Okay, I'm gonna get back to you." And then a year later at Gen Con, I ended up having a conversation with Cryptozoic again, and they were like, "Yeah, well, now we're interested in doing that with you, but Adam's not with the company anymore." So I gotta give a shout out to Adam for big thanks.
So your co-creator, how did you connect with him to put this together, and how was it like working with him to take this amazing story, this dark story by Frank Miller, and turning it into a board game?
Yeah, and so the cool thing is my co-designer, his name is Morgan Donterville, and he actually is the creative director at Catan. So anyone who knows the board game Settlers of Catan, he's in charge of all the art direction and all that kind of stuff, and he's been with that company a long time. I've known him because of board games, but way back, he used to actually be a DC editor, and he worked on Batman Hush and a few other comics. And so when I found out I got this gig, I called him up. I was like, "Who better to recruit than DC, Batman? Let's use this as an excuse to make a game together." So it was our first time ever making a game together, but I've known him for many years.
So when you guys put the game together on Kickstarter, you got 4,000 backers that jumped on, taking you well above how much you asked for it.
Yeah.
How did that feel to have so many people that just wanted a piece of this game?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I mean, the backers are like our early adopters. It's like, when you walk around Comic-Con, like the true hardcore fans, same thing there. Like I find Kickstarter is like the people who are like the most hungry, most hardcore, the most passionate. And so it was a really good feeling to like find people that believed in the game or excited what we were doing. We got a lot of comments that we were really excited with those interactions. And we even tried to incorporate some of the feedback during Kickstarter into the game.
So was that the primary reason you decided to go to Kickstarter with this game as opposed to publishing on its own?
Yeah, so I don't know the total backstory with Cryptozoic, but really early on when we got involved, they right away told us this will be a Kickstarter because it's a bigger game than they normally do, and they wanted to make sure that the audience was excited about it, and because it has minis and things like that, it was a good way to make sure that fans are happy with them and all that kind of stuff. But I know they made a way bigger print run than even just the initial Kickstarter, because once that kind of confirmed things for them, then they wanted to make a lot of copies so that other people can find out and get the game too.
So now this game has a lot of pieces. You've got the minis, you've got the dice, you've got so many things inside this box.
Yeah.
So did that really play a factor in the early stages of creation, or did it come out, like you said, you're working with the people on the Kickstarter and seeing what they wanted, and did it keep adding more and more to it?
Yeah, so we had a game plan, and we knew right from the get-go while working on such a big story with so many characters and really cool art. When we talked to Cryptozoic, we were like, "There's going to be a lot of bits. Are you okay with that?" And they were like, "Yeah, it's going to be a little more expensive. It's a little more of a premium product." But then we had some plans for if there's enough demand, then we could start doing some extra stuff. So we ended up, during the Kickstarter, adding a few extra things. Originally, the whole game was designed as a one-player only. And as we designed it, we started to see that there was space to make a 1 versus 1 where someone could take on the role of the villains. And so over the Kickstarter time, fans really said, we'd love it to also play 2 players. So that was the main components that got added in, plus some stretch goals with some of the minis.
That's really cool. One of the things I do notice a lot about games like this is when you have the license, that means you're usually limited to how many print runs you can make.
Sure.
So I know there's people for the Kickstarter they're getting it, and you said they made it a larger print run for people to pick it up as well.
Yeah.
Are we looking at maybe 1, 2, or just is this it for the game?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and I don't even know the answer. I know for myself even, I'm buying a few extra copies because it could be, I've done other licensed games before, and sometimes it's just one and done. You get that one chance to print it. So At this point, we don't know, but hopefully it gets multiple print runs. But maybe buy an extra copy if you know someone really would want it.
And is this available for purchase now, or is it coming out down the road?
Yeah, so I think, and I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure you can get on the backer kit and get in on like not the first wave of deliveries, but the second, and it will be in game stores. I think they're aiming for like February to try to get that. They're going to get it to the backers first, and then send it through distribution. So.
Well, you heard there. If you want to get this game, which, like I said, it is beautiful artwork and it's got so many intricate little pieces and design to it, then you definitely want to go into the backer kit, get yourself pre-order the second wave, and make sure you get your copy before they are out. Because with licensed games, you never know if that's basically going to be it. But the support of you fans are usually what makes it become another print run.
That's true.
So if you want more, you got to buy more. Any other thing you want to add?
I know, just a big shout out to Cryptozoic. They did an amazing job. All the artists in house, the sculptors. Arnaud, who was a freelance sculptor, he did an amazing job with some of them. I'm really excited to get them in my own hands. So.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much for watching it. Stay tuned for more content for Comic-Con Special Edition. We'll see you guys next time.